Welcome back to the Dog Bowl food truck. We still have our comfort Carl over in the corner there. Um, Once again, though, should things get a little intense, he will be leaving the room. But before we begin, I have to be really honest, guys. This route is dredging up some of the darker parts of my life, and I preemptively apologize because I've already cried today, uh, thinking about it. Not full on cry, but like just a little sniffle, quiet cry. So who knows? There may be cuts in the future, but where we last left off, I didn't really fully acknowledge it, but Leo has a search history of nothing but otters with wolves. And I want to be judgy. I want to be harsh. I want to point out how insane that is. But I have to start this video out with another tragic memory of mine. But when when my mom died in October of 2025, I went through a range of emotions, as is expected when you lose your mother. Especially since I lost her when she was so damn young. She wasn't even 60 years old. She wasn't even 60. But I got to a point where I didn't know what to do, and I AI generated some pictures of a couple different characters holding me while I cried. And I've said before, everything that you do with AI isn't gonna be good. It's gonna leave you feeling hollow and empty after the fact, and I stand by that even still. I look back at that and go, wow, that's really sad. That's really sad. I was really messed up when I did that. But still, the reason I bring this up is because I can understand chasing a high. When you have that little spark that lights up inside your chest and you feel it course from the front to the back, and your shoulders feel weightless, and you can lift your head up as a natural fluid motion, a gentle breeze uplifting you, filling you with warmth, and you just exhale, and you know what it is like to feel the rain from Shawshank Redemption. I know what it feels like to chase that. So I can't judge Leo too harshly. Now, there's a big asterisk, or rather, there's a big comma there. I can't judge Leo too harshly yet. That's a big yet. Because I don't know where this is going or how deranged Leo's obsession is. All I know from the cards in my hand is that Leo is a guy who fell in love with somebody in high school, thought they were going to be high school sweethearts. It turned into a love hate relationship, and then the person he was in the love hate relationship was just fucking ghosted him. Like the guy, the peace out, disappear, like that. And then a while later, Chase was like, "Hey, by the way, I went to college. Bye bye." You know. So from what little information I do have right now, it just seems that Leo isn't a great guy. He's got that, like hashtag toxic masculinity thing going on, but so far it's not so bad, like the 5 holes in his wall or whatever, that he tries to be like, oh, it was a game. It was just that game. That one game really made me mad. And again, it's like League of Legends and StarCraft 2 brought out some really bad sides of me to where I realized, oof, I gotta stop playing this until I'm like able to be a fucking adult about it, you know? And then there was the confession I did about knocking a hole in the wall. There was also a time where I was playing BioShock on the Xbox and I was actually doing really well, and I ran through it once and I was like, okay, now I'm going to do it again on the hardest difficulty. And I was doing it, and I was really bad at games. I'm still bad at games, let's face it. But I was really bad at games, so I managed to get all the way to the final boss, and the final boss summons ads or minions, whatever your verbiage might be. He just summons extra little dudes, and I thought I got all of them, and I was about to run up to the final boss and do the final like interaction to like end the fight, but I had missed one little minion dude who threw a fireball at me, killed me, and kicked me out of the entire boss fight. And I had to start all the way over. I threw that Xbox controller at the floor so hard that one of the like trigger buttons popped out, and the left stick cracked in half and the right stick like got separated from the inside, like what however it's is on the inside, whatever determines how it. Just the point is the right stick didn't work. Like, that is how hard I threw that thing at the ground. Like, and this was, the original like Xbox arcade remote, before planned obsolescence really had hit hard. So it could take some punishment. So I get it. So there are some games that do some things to you, but it's on you to be an adult, a mid to late 20s adult, Leo, to realize what they do to you and to not play them. That's why I don't play Souls-like games except for Night Rain. I get mad because, oh, get good. Fuck you. I play games to have fun. But, we're 7 minutes into this, 7, 8 minutes into this, and I haven't even begun to read. So let's go ahead and get back into this. Where we last left off, we were at Carl's house. Asterisk covers baby Carl's ears. We were at Carl's shag, or not Carl. We were at Leo's shag shack. Uncovers Carl ears. Uh, we were at there. We met, and we had them displaying the fact that realistically, Leo and Chase just bring the worst out of each other. And they got into a tickle fight, and it was kind of cute, but Chase saw a gun and was like, oh my god, you have a gun? And now, I'm about to ask more, but Leo holds up his other paw. Not now, I'm tired. I'll tell you about it later. I go quiet, but it's hard not to stare at the gun. The concept of owning one is just so foreign to me. So, what's with that fan? I changed the subject. Leo looks confused, then over at the fan. Oh, is a humidifier fan combo. I get nosebleeds a lot. Oh, so that's why it would look complicated. Okay. I guess I get it. I've never been one to frequently get nosebleeds. The most I get is, when your snot has red in it or whatever. You got the dark black and red boogers sometimes. Ah. I closed my eyes and lay there against Leo. This is probably a bad idea, I know, but it feels good and I'm tired, even after the discovery I made on his computer. I guess I'm just trying not to think about that right now. The fan drones softly. Leo's arm moves under my neck. and I feel his paw come up and start brushing at the tuft of fur on my head with his thumb and index. I wish you would style this again. When I had it spiked, that was stupid. I liked it. I feel myself dozing off as his fingers start brushing my forehead. I feel the coolness of his anchor bracelet through my fur. Sometimes, I think I'm going crazy. Huh? I'm barely awake at this point, the fan blowing on my face, Leo's stroking, feeling his warm body next to mine. I saw you here last week, outside my window. That registers as a little weird, so I come back out of my doze a little. Oh? Yeah, I just looked out and I saw an otter just standing there. You think it's just another otter? Well, Leo yawns and turns his head towards me, snuffling at my ear. Oh, there's only one other guy. Remember Dale? He's fat, though. Could have just been someone that was lost, right? Maybe. I went out and didn't see anyone. Well, sometimes people see things. His arm tightens around my head as he gives it a sort of hug. Hope I'm not seeing things now, then. I roll my eyes, but his words remind me of something. Just like a bad dream, I'll be gone when you wake. But I swear, even if this was fake, I'll never forget your face. I sing a few lyrics from one of our old emo songs, but that's when I hear Leo snore. I give in to my pleasant drowse and sink slowly into sleep. Uh-oh. Oh god, the Carl nightmares were crazy, but I'm so scared to see what the fuck this is. I feel a presence in the room, and it's angry. I jolt awake. I can't open my eyes. Finally, my eyes twitch open, but I can't move. I can only wiggle the tips of my fingers. Just try to hide. I flinch. The voice is right in my ear. I'm still in Leo's room, still in his bed, and I can vaguely make out his body out of the corner of my eye. The room, though, it's tinged red. I hear clicking and see the monitor switch on. I see myself bent over, tail raised, naked, looking back at the camera, my face warped. Dark holes bloom over the eyes, then all over the image, like it's burning. A tarantula crawls up over the foot of the bed and starts making its way towards me. I gasp through my nose. Since I can't open my mouth, my heart beating so fast I think it's shaking the bed. My fingers wiggle as I try to yank myself awake, the massive spider only moving closer as it crawls over my foot and onto my leg. The weight of the spider is real. The way it's disheveling my shirt, it crawls onto my stomach. It's real. This is real. No, it's not real. I've had this happen before. It started happening when I took the night shift at the grocery store next to campus. Very common, very normal. People have it happen all the time. I just close my eye. I'll just close my eyes and wait it out. I do that, squeezing them shut as tight as I can, trying to find comfort in Leo's presence next to me, his arm still under my head. I feel the spider on my chest. Its weight so much more than it should be, but it stops there. Doesn't approach my face. But then I feel something else. Another presence. It's coming from the right side wall, where the window is. Something's looking through it at me. I know it. I'm not opening my eyes, though. I know if I do, I'll let something that will freak me the fuck out. And the spider's bad enough. I hear tapping. Whatever it is, tapping at the glass, wanting my attention. It knows I know it's there, and it wants me to see it. What the fuck? This is lasting way longer than it should be. What if I'm stuck? Am I stuck? Am I gonna be stuck in a twisted Leo's spider room dimension for the rest of my fucking life? My eyes fly open, already pointed towards the window, bracing myself. But it's empty. The sky's tinged red from the sunset. And so is the room. My dreaming brain exaggerated it to look like the color of blood. The spider's gone, and the angry presence is too. I sit up slowly and rub my face, feeling exhausted, even though I'd just slept. With the humidifier blowing right in my face, I can feel the tiny droplets of water that collected on my waterproof fur. It'll be impossible to fall asleep again after that. Not only because of how brutal the sleep paralysis was, but because I still don't feel right. Well, the spider and thing in my room were gone. The other thing outside the window, I feel like it's still there. I look out the window again and see nothing. It's still. I can't shake the feeling that I'm still being watched. Oh boy. Yeah, hold up. Let's talk about that for a second. Actually, never mind. I don't even know what to even comment on. There's just so much. Like, what do I even say at this point? That was a lot. With... Yeah, that was a lot. And because of Carl's route, we know that these sleep paralysis and dreams are very pertinent and very important, where they are basically almost spelling out the problem here. So I'm a little nervous what the fuck's going on. I stare out the window as we roll down the dusty streets of Echo. Every road, every corner, every trailer, and every tree has a memory attached to it. There in the middle of the dusty parking lot that belonged to the corner market is a tiny stand. That used to be where I'd get ice cream after begging for $1 from my parents. It's crumbled and boarded up now, the paint peeling off in tiny chips. And there in front of Duke's house is a big flat rock that Jenna was standing on when she told me she was going to run away from home. I can still remember almost exactly how she was silhouetted against the red sunset behind her. The old train yard, where in the middle of summer, Leo kissed me for the first time while I was sweating buckets under the noon sun. He didn't seem to care, though. Yeah, of course he didn't seem to care, because I'm gonna, you know, hey, Tiny Carl, look over there for a second. Yeah, of course they didn't care, because the authors of this game are into the stinky. They like the stinky. Huh, what? Was there nothing over there? Yeah, my bad, bud. Sorry. Oh no, we weren't talking about anything. I look over at Leo. He's got one hand on the wheel, glancing up at the rearview mirror occasionally to trade jabs with Flynn. I'm regretting not letting him know we're coming. You know, you'll be lucky if he even gets his ass out of bed. We'll call him then. And what if he doesn't answer? Leo doesn't say anything, instead focusing back on the road. TJ fills the silence after a while. Well, I don't think it's too weird. It's just like we're hanging out again. Nothing wrong with that. Sure, but making it about Carl is just weird. Maybe if his birthday was like next week, 2 weeks, tops. Oh, hush, Flynn. It'll be it'll just be like we're hanging out. You acting weird about it isn't going to help anything. No. This is like the crunk. Yeah, no, Jenna, this is weird. I said this on Carl's route as well. The fact that they're trying to get together and have a fun celebration, it would have been one thing for them to be like, "Hey, Chase and TJ and Jenna are all gonna be back at college, so they want to give you an early birthday gift or something, and then just let's all hang out together." But the fact that they're trying to make it Carl's birthday, and then that they're, because it's not about Carl. I said this already in the other route, but it's not about Carl. It's about the group and what like Leo in particular wants for the group. But Flynn's got a point. It, and on top of that, they know he's got social anxiety, and then on top of that, they gave him they gave him shitty gifts, man. It's like, oh, I know he doesn't like this, but maybe it'll broaden his horizons. Like, the only gift that's actually kind of good is the one that you know Chase got on this route, because it's like a zombie beanie. That's actually kind of cool, like zombie badger beanie. Like, get you McSkinny, get on that. I would buy that. Well, what was it? The Corgi Bean Shop or whatever it's called. The car starts slowing down, and I snap out of my daydreaming to look up, knowing that we definitely weren't at Carl's house yet. That's when I see a round, canine figure standing further up on the side of the road. She's standing in the dirt that separates the road and the field in front of a broken and rusted barbed wire fence. Oh no! Oh, ew, okay. Oh, we're gonna see this from this angle now. Ah, God. This is like that movie Vantage Point. If you haven't seen it before, it's basically a movie where like five different people or so all saw the same event, but from their five different vantage points. And each of them has a piece of the puzzle or a piece of the information of like what happened. I think that's Janice. I look over at Leo and he seems concerned, his brows furrowed as he carefully steers the car right up next to the coyote. I can see why. She's crouched over, elbows on her knees, staring at the ground. Roll down your window, Chase. I do as he says, struggling a little with the old crank handle. The hell is she doing out here? We come to a stop next to the coyote, kicking up some dust. I don't know. Hey! Leo leans over me and smiles at Janice, who's still looking at the ground. Everything all... Leo's voice cuts off with a weird choking sound. I look at him confused, then look back out the window, and I can't help myself but I gasp. It was hard to tell from the angle and all the dust kicked up by the van, but now I can see that Janice has her pants down around her thighs. I can also see everything else. I sit back quickly and avert my eyes, looking out the windshield instead. What the fuck? Oh my god! Leo, keep going! Jenna whispers it, her voice strained. Oh, sorry, Leo stops talking and I chance a glance out the window again. Janice is looking at us now. and she's smiling. It's a weird smile because it isn't touching her eyes. It's unnerving. Leo stares back. Leo, let's just go. I hiss out the side of my mouth, staring out the windshield again. He seems reluctant to, though, looking concerned. Janice, do you need some help? His tone is one you might use on a toddler or a crazy person. I don't hear her say anything, except maybe a grunt. Leo bravely keeps trying, though. We can give you a ride. Leo stops talking in time for me to hear a pattering sound. A sound I recognize well from my time as kid, pissing on the dirt roads of Echo. The van lurches forward, then resumes a smoother acceleration back onto the empty road. Holy shit, what the fuck was that? I don't. Leo's frowning, looking as confused as I've ever seen him. Should I go back? No! I look back and see TJ covering his face. Maybe she could have been having some kind of psychotic episode. Or maybe she just had to piss. I don't think so. Did you see the way she looked at me? She was probably just on something. Isn't everyone? No, she doesn't do stuff like that. Well, maybe she does. You never know with people. Again, Leo doesn't say anything, and neither does anyone else. We don't go back. Fucking told ya! Leo stabs the doorbell again, frustration etched across his face. I shift the bag I'm carrying around in my paws, trying to look through the frosted glass on the sides of the door. Maybe he's getting high? He should still be able to hear. I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to? TJ holds up his phone. He's not answering his phone either. Leo knocks on the door hard, his bicep bulging. Well, I guess breaking the door might get us inside. Leo stands back, paws on his waist as he takes a deep breath. He's determined. And I guess he should be, considering he set all of this up. We should have just told him to meet us at the diner or something. Do they lock their windows? What? Leo growls. It's not like we're breaking in. TJ's ears pin back, a frown on his face. The wolf puts a paw on his forehead, closing his eyes. Sorry, but I think he's just asleep. And it shouldn't be too hard to just get in there and wake him up. I look over at the side of the house and see a window well. I point at it. What about that? Too small. I could probably fit. She hops off the front porch and crouches down next to the window, pushing at it. Wait, there's a security sticker here. Well, you gotta arm it first, and Carl's such a lazy ass, I know he didn't. Besides, if we set it off, we can just run. It's not like they'll show up anytime soon. Or instead of acting like criminals, we can just stay until the cop shows up. She knows us. Jenna hesitates, then pushes at the window again, but it doesn't budge. Locked. Let's try the one above it. That's too high. I'll boost you up. I think this is going a little too far. Leo ignores him and stands next to the window before making a platform for Jenna's foot with his paws. Steadying himself with her paws against the wall of the house, Leo easily lifts Jenna up. She manages to grab the ledge. Fucking hell, this is so fucking stupid. Flynn mutters next to me, but I make a point of not looking over at him. I feel for Leo. He worked hard to make this happen, and everyone is giving him a hard time over it. Jenna pushes against the window, and it glides open, easily. Yes, Now I'm gonna boost you all the way up. Hold on. Careful! Like there's some kind of cheerleading duo. Leo shoves Jenna all the way up with one paw, and she disappears through the window. Her bush tail is the last thing we see, until she pokes her head back through. I'm gonna swoos on in! Swoos. That's what just happened. Just, oh, straight up. Swoos. Well, this has been a lighter episode, Janice notwithstanding. And I'm kind of happy for it. So, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good night, guys.